Hello, my friends. Welcome back to World Coins Hub, the channel where ordinary coins transform into extraordinary treasures. And today, we have a story that will shake the foundations of what you thought you knew about pocket change. Because hidden among the coins that once circulated through the Philippines lies a piece of history so rare, so valuable, and so breathtaking that collectors from around the globe are still chasing its mystery. And if you stay with me until the very end, you will discover why a small piece of metal that once bought a snack or a bus ride could now be worth more than $12 million. Yes, today we are talking about the 1967 25 Sentimos coin of the Philippines, featuring none other than Juan Luna. Now, before I reveal the staggering value attached to this coin, let us slowly peel back its story layer by layer, because the secret to understanding why one coin can hold life-changing fortune lies not just in its age, but in its artistry, rarity, and condition. The obverse of this coin carries the proud portrait of Juan Luna, the legendary Filipino painter, revolutionary, and national hero who immortalized himself through both brush and courage. The reverse side bears the seal of the Republic of the Philippines, surrounded by inscriptions denoting its value and year of issue minted in 1967 during an era of national transformation. This coin was struck in huge numbers to be used daily across the islands, and yet fate would choose only a handful of these coins to survive in pristine condition. But here is where the story turns thrilling, because numismatics is not about how many coins were made, but how many survived untouched. And in the coin-collecting world, one word reigns supreme: condition. In numismatics, condition is measured on the Sheldon scale from 1 to 70, and professional grading services like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, specialize in determining exactly where a coin stands on that scale. The difference between a coin graded fine and one graded mint state could be the difference between pocket change and a private fortune. Imagine for a moment holding a 1967 25 Sentimos coin in your hand. Its copper, nickel alloy still glowing with original luster, its edges sharp, its details crisp, the hairlines on the portrait of Juan Luna fully intact with no wear, the reverse showing every detail of the seal, sharp and clear. Such a coin would easily grade in the mint state range, perhaps MS65 or higher. And when such examples are authenticated by PCGS or NGC, they suddenly stop being coins and start being treasures. Now let me hold the suspense a little longer, because the weight of this coin is around 5 grams, its diameter approximately 23 millimeters, and its thickness close to 1.5 millimeters. On paper, these numbers sound ordinary, but when combined with rarity and condition, they become magical. And here comes the part you have been waiting for. Brace yourself, because certain examples of the 1967 25 Sentimos coin have reached an astronomical value of $12 million. Yes, $12 million for a single coin. Why so high, you ask? The answer lies in a perfect storm of rarity, condition, and demand. Very few coins from this year and denomination survived in the flawless mint state. Many were lost, corroded, or worn down through circulation, and only a tiny fraction were carefully preserved by collectors or accidentally locked away in collections, untouched for decades. And when such pristine examples surface, wealthy collectors, driven by national pride and the hunger for owning history itself, push auction prices to insane levels. But the story does not end here, because value is never static. In numismatics, a coin like this can appreciate further over time as demand grows, and as international collectors become more aware of its cultural significance. Juan Luna was not just a painter, he was a revolutionary hero. And to own a coin bearing his image in flawless condition is to own a piece of national identity and historical pride for the Philippines. Now let us go back to the critical point of selling, because many of you might now be wondering, if I own such a coin, where can I sell it? And here is my advice. Never rush. Never sell to just anyone. Without proper authentication, your first step is always to submit the coin to PCGS or NGC for grading. Once your coin is professionally graded, you can then approach world-class auction houses like Heritage, Auctions, Stack's Bowers, or even Sotheby's, where verified international collectors compete to bid for the rarest coins. Another option is Great Collections, a trusted online auction platform where serious bidders gather. But remember, authentication and grading is your key. Without it, you risk losing millions. But here is another cliffhanger. What if one of these coins is sitting right now in an old jar in your family home or inside a box of forgotten change? From a relative every day, people overlook treasures because they do not recognize the signs. So take a closer look. Check the sharpness of the details, the brightness of the luster, the crispness of the strike, and above all, remember that even the smallest scratch can change a fortune coin into a common one. Collectors use specific terminology when talking about these coins. You might hear phrases like full strike, cameo, luster bag marks, and eye appeal. These are not just fancy words. They are the language of value. A coin with full strike and blazing luster free from bag marks, graded MS67, could be the one that breaks records, while another from the same year, worn and dull, might only fetch a few dollars. This is the art and science of numismatics, and it is what keeps collectors on the edge of their seats. Now, my friends, I want you to think about this for a moment. Coins, like the 1967 25 Sentimos, do not just represent money. They represent history. They connect us to the Philippines of the 1960s, to the artistry of Juan Luna, to a generation that spent these coins every single day without realizing their hidden future value. This emotional connection is what makes collectors pay astronomical sums, and this is why you should never underestimate what you might have tucked away in a drawer or an old piggy bank. And let me share another little insight. While condition and rarity are crucial, provenance can also add incredible value. Provenance means ownership history. If a coin once belonged to a famous collector or was part of a historic hoard, that fact alone can increase its desirability and auction price. Imagine a coin preserved in a famous Filipino collection, for decades suddenly resurfacing on the world stage. The bidding would be fierce, and the final hammer price could shatter expectations. Well, friends, if you are enjoying this journey, if the idea of a $12 million coin has sparked your curiosity, then I invite you to like this video, comment below with your thoughts, and most importantly, subscribe to World Coins Hub, because in the upcoming videos we will continue to uncover stories of ordinary-looking coins with extraordinary hidden values. But here comes the final twist. While 12 million may sound like the peak, remember that rare coins do not just hold value, they often grow in value because as time passes, the number of surviving pristine examples only decreases, and demand among collectors only increases. So the coin you hold today for 12 million could tomorrow be valued even higher. Perhaps 15 million, perhaps 20, and maybe one day, it could become the most valuable Philippine coin ever sold. So the lesson here is simple. Always check your coins. Always understand condition. Always use PCGS or NGC for grading. Always sell through professional auction houses, and never underestimate the magic of numismatics, because treasures are hidden everywhere. And as we close this story, remember, this is World Coins Hub, the place where history transforms into wealth, where pocket change turns into legend. Subscribe. Right now, hit the notification bell, share this video with fellow collectors, and stay tuned, because the next coin we reveal might just be the one hiding in your own collection.